intermediate photographers through one-on-one coaching, mentorship, and group work like we have here today. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a resounding round of applause to Mrs.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm so privileged to be here today. I feel very special meeting each and every one of you. If it was a smaller class, I would have loved to get to know you one-on-one, but it's quite a large gathering, so we'll just move on right away. So my name is Jokotade Shonowo, like you rightly said, and I'm a portrait photographer, right? Okay. So in photography, there are different genres. So genre simply means different aspects of photography. So you have wedding photography, you have street photography, you have documentary, you have portrait photography, and you have also like there's a space for commercial work. There's also fashion photography, right? So the photography as a whole is quite broad. So sometimes it's necessary to niche down. And what does it mean to niche down? Does anybody understand what it means to niche? Sorry? Concentrate on something fantastic. Yeah. Alright, so that's the area of photography that I chose to concentrate on. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay. So as we all know, photography requires talent and creativity. Have you been told that already? Right. No, okay. Yes, it requires for you to have the talent, and you also need to get creative with it. Right? But on the flip side, talent alone is never enough. Okay? Because you could be extremely talented, and if you pay attention to it, photography is pretty much art. Yes or no? Yeah. Right? And sometimes art can be intangible. Right? Okay? So how do you turn that intangible art into money? Right? So that's where you now need to learn other skills to make sure that you're not just a talented and creative photographer. You need to become a photographer who is sustainable and profitable. Okay? But first, remember, like Mr. Bagidele said, it's not always about the what? Fantastic. But money is needed to do what? Sorry? Fantastic. Okay. So there's some other things you need, the other skills that you need to learn in order to thrive in photography. There's branding, there's business growth and development, there's sales and marketing. Can you see how all these things marry together? Yeah, so if you're looking to be a photographer, don't just think, oh, all I can be is someone carrying the camera. You might be performing other roles in a photography company, but we'll get to that later on, right? So, I want you to ask yourself one very important question before embarking on the journey to being a photographer. And that question is, why are you really going on this journey? Are you jumping on it because you have heard, oh, photography is so profitable? Is that why? Is that why? Yes. I know we'll have some photos here. You know, do you really have that genuine passion for photography? Or are you being influenced by your peers? So you've got to ask yourself that very important question as to why am I going on this journey? And it is called your big why, your reason. It is what will keep you up at night. It is what will make you move, get out of bed the next morning to pursue your dream, to pursue your passion. Because sometimes, the passion alone, sometimes you're just tired, like, after all, I'm passionate, I'm just tired. What's going on? You need to have a reason, a purpose, why you are embarking on that journey. And what does that mean? You're looking for a need to fill. As every business that anyone embarks on, it always feels a need. Do you agree? Have you learned that before? That every business does what? Feels a need. A carpenter does what for you? Makes chairs and tables so that you can see. Is it meeting a need or not? Fantastic. A photographer creates images, flattering images of you so that you can admire yourself and also show yourself to other people. Yes or no? Yes. Is he or she feeling a need or not? Yes. Fantastic. So you've got to find out why you are doing what you do. It's very important and it has to be special to you. And you need to connect with it to move forward. Okay? Alright. Yes. But sometimes you have people that do photography, like it comes so easily to them. Right? Because they're like creative geniuses. Like they just touch your phone. Do we have friends like that? Like they take your pictures, before you know it, they're like, wow, what did you do? I look so beautiful. Yes or no? Yes. So there's some people it comes naturally to. And when it comes naturally to you like that, sometimes you get carried away. Right? So it's important to always find the reason why you do what you do, okay? Always go back to the drawing board and find your big why, okay? Why is fun being a creative, especially a photographer? It won't always be fun and games. There will be times when you wouldn't feel like it, and it's at those times that you need a more cogent reason to push past your obstacle or your creative block. Alright? Can I have the next slide? Okay. Let's go. Next slide again. Alright. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that you need to do in the beginning before you even hold a camera, right? So the first thing would be to ask questions. Okay? You need to ask questions about this new venture that you are entering into. Because it's a strange land, yes or no? Right? Ask many questions, and questions will lead you to research. Okay? It will lead you to asking so many questions that you have to go and research and find answers to your questions. Ask questions like, how do I navigate this industry? What opportunities are there for me? How do I fit in? Even though I'm a newbie and I don't even have the funds to buy any equipment. Okay? Because don't think you can only enter into photography by having all your gear. No, people start small. I started small and have evolved over time. So do not ever think for once that because I can't buy a camera, I can't buy a flash or the light, then I can't go into this industry. There's something called a value chain in every industry. Okay? So people need different services in order to make their businesses function. Alright? And I'll show you more about that. Another thing, if you can't afford to buy your own photography gear, can you still start your photography journey? The answer is yes. Okay. Did you know that before now? Yes. No. Okay. Alright, so can we have the next slide? So, these are the value chains in a photography business. Okay? Does someone have a question? No. I saw someone raising his hand. Okay. Alright. So, as a photographer, you need all of these things. or as a portrait photographer, you need all of these people to run efficiently. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? You thought you needed just yourself, right? Exactly. No. In anything you do in life, the first thing you need to understand is that you need people. Okay? So you need people on the back end and you need people on the front end as your clients. Right? So who are the people you need? You need a client service representative. Who is that? That's like a customer care personnel who receives your calls, who speaks to the client, who has first contact with the client, who responds to emails, who responds to complaints, and so on. However, some photographers perform all of these duties. Okay? But remember, we're not machines, yes or no? So most of the time, we find people dropping the ball. Because why? They're juggling so many things all at once. Right? And with growth and scaling comes the knowledge to know that you need people. People are a crucial part of growth and development. Remember I spoke about niching down, right? So imagine having to do all of these things and then you have other people performing this for you and then you can focus on one part of it. How beautiful would that be? Would you not be excellent at what it is that you're doing? Exactly. So now you can have be a client service representative in the photography industry. And what does that mean? You're picking calls, you're welcoming clients, you're interfacing with clients, talking to people. You could also be an admin personnel in that same photography business, which means you're handling all things that has to do with administrative duties, with bookkeeping, all the works. Okay? Managing the day-to-day running of the business. You also can have like a senior person who's like a studio manager who oversees all of these people. Are you familiar with social media? So even though we are photographers, sometimes you need to dedicate someone to create content to drive your sales and marketing, right? So you see that there's a space for that person in there too. Fantastic. You also have someone who constantly thinks about, oh, how can this business grow? How can we move it from point A to point B? And that's a business development personnel. Is that person a photographer? Not necessarily, but the person could be. Okay? But there's room for them in there as well. Alright? And you could also start off by being an intern. And you see why I said so. You see why I'm saying that later on. But you could come in as a lighting assistant as well, or a studio assistant, you know, helping to place the lights properly, or you go to an event. Sorry? Well, you can hold the camera too, but a lighting assistant is what I'm talking about here. An intern can probably hold the camera. But there's some people who know more about lighting, you know, like how lighting reacts to the subject and all of that. Okay? So then there's also a retouching associate, someone who fully retouches images. Do we know about editing here? We all edit, right? Aha. So there's some people that's their core job. There's some people who tell you, I don't really like to take pictures. And you need to understand what you have affinity for, what you are drawn to. Okay? Because different people will be drawn to different things within that industry. Some people might like to take pictures and not love to edit. There are. And some people would like to edit and not take pictures. Okay? There are some people that their knowledge about lighting is phenomenal. Okay? And those are people that are like lighting assistants or lighting personnel because they can visualize it already and it will give you as a photographer a broader mind, you know, to conceptualize. Okay? So there's also the marketing and sales executive. And what do those people do? They take content from the social media team and create materials from it so that they can use it to promote the business. Right? then you now have the actual photographer who is actually taking the pictures, regardless of the genre of photography that they're delivering. You know, and you also have the graphic designer sometimes who would also design materials for the team, for advertisement and whatnot. So how many value chain do we see here that we can fit in a photography business? Sorry? Wow. So I think the possibilities are endless. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Can we have the next slide, please? Okay. So it's important that you, when you're starting out, it's important that you get education. Alright? And you can get education in different ways. You can either decide to go to a tertiary institution to study photography. Okay? Because there are courses, there are even you can even do masters in finance as well. But at the same time, you could also intern in an organization, a photography company, for a while. You could also go for courses, 3 to 4 month courses, to learn more about photography. But it's very important that when you enter into a space where you see real life things happening, you will grow much more, because these are things that cannot even be taught in schools. And this is why internship is so crucial to your growth and development. Alright? Because you'll be learning a lot of aspects of the business that people don't get exposed to early enough. And some of them are like people skills, communication skills, leadership, working within a team, an excellent mindset. You become value driven. You become a solution oriented individual. Like at our place of work, we always say something that we're a solution ground. People come to us with their problems and we prefer solutions to them. Would you think that's the mind of a photographer talking? Huh? So somebody will say, what are you talking about? Is it not what you are thinking? Why are you talking about solutions? Right? Well, we provide solutions to them, don't you think? It makes solutions. You know, they come to us with a problem. What problem have they come with? They want beautiful pictures of themselves, yes or no? And then we do the job. Doing what? Creating a solution to that problem. Which means that for everything that we want to do, it's beyond just taking pictures. So you see the reason why I said you need to find the reason why you do what you do. Okay? Because our own vision is that we see the world as a very beautiful place, right? And it's our duty to unravel, capture, and showcase it to the whole world. That's what drives what I do. So I don't believe that anybody is not beautiful. I believe that if I photograph you, no matter how unflattering anyone thinks they are, that I'm going to get the best side of you. That's what I believe, and that's what I will achieve. Yes or no? Yes. So you see now that it's deeper than photography. It's much more than just taking pictures. Right? Okay. So there's some things that you need to look at. Sometimes like, how do you make decision on what gear to buy? Right? How do you find your style? Alright? How do you improve in your craft? And then what niche of photography are you drawn to? So these are more questions that you always need to ask, like, do I need to buy a camera now? Or should I just go and intern first? Okay? Because sometimes people just become discouraged because they don't have the money to invest or buy that camera, and then they give up. But do you remember the value chain that I showed you on how to fit in the industry? Okay. So then, when we now go deeper into it, it's a case of, okay, what genre am I really interested in? So while you're there, you see that, oh, they take portraits, okay, I like this. Weddings, I like this. Portraits, I like this. But not as much as weddings. And for you, it might be a case of what you just love at weddings might be people interacting, friends giggling, the beautiful earrings, the wedding dress, the bouquet. You know, there's certain things that you're attracted to as an individual, yes or no? So you need to pay attention to those little things because there are things that excite you, yes or no? Right, so pay attention to those to be able to decipher what genre of photography that you are attracted to. For some people, they like animals. Who likes animals here? Yeah, exactly. So you can go into the niche of like pet photography. There's something like that. So you'll be photographing pictures of people with pets and so on. You can even photograph also for veterinary companies or veterinary what's it called now? What are they called? Like the hospitals for dogs. Yeah, the vets, yeah. So you need to decide what genre of photography you like. Can anyone share with me what type of photography they like? Let me go through like 3 people. Huh? Wedding.
Fantastic. Anyone else? Alright.
Birthdays.
What? Birthdays. Okay. Alright.
So someone turning into an influencer, so that's cool. So there's so many other genres of photography that you can go into. There's pet photography, there's wedding, there's fashion, there's sorry. And so birthday we follow that portrait, okay? We follow that portrait and we follow that event. So if someone is taking birthday pictures, then that will fall on that portrait. And if someone is actually celebrating their birthday party and you're covering that, that falls on that event photography. Do you understand? Okay. So, are you clear now?
Yes. Clear now.
Alright, good. Alright, so another question you should ask is, how do I improve my craft? Right? Because it's important for you to know that you need to improve yourself from time to time. You shouldn't stay in one spot and get stuck. And what should you do? You should read books. Okay? Reading books. Why are you laughing? Okay. So you need to read books. Even if you don't like to read, please invest in yourself. It's the best thing you could ever do. In whatever you find yourself interested in, just try to invest in yourself. Look for articles, make research online to find information about what it is that you love to do. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay, so another one would be to find a mentor. And this could be either online or offline, right? So you could find one in person by reaching out to them, saying, oh, I would really love to intern at your place, or you can send them an email to state your needs. But the truth is that if you really need one, the answer is maybe no. But if you have the opportunity to have a mentor, it will help you move faster. Alright? Because you will learn from someone else's experience, and then you will climb a step that would have taken you maybe like 5 years to climb. You climb it in like 4 months. Okay? So you need to understand the reason why, because there's some people that are averse to what like that, like everybody's just saying mentorship, what this thing about, I think I'm not interested. Just because everybody, you need to know the reason why it's good and the reason why you decide not to go through it and do it yourself. Alright? How do you find one online? Okay? Because you will not be interacting with the person face to face. We're in the age of technology, and a lot of us follow people on social media, yes or no? Alright, so what can you do? Engage with their content from time to time, send them messages if there's something they have shared has really impacted you, you learned from it. That way, you stand out in their mind. And then, if you see anything that they could do better, because trust me, no one knows it all, point it out to them and propose solutions to them. And that way, no, they don't the person doesn't necessarily have to answer, but trust me, they will know that this person means well for me. Okay? And at that point, it means that you're coming from a place of value. Alright? Because in life, it's always important to know that you shouldn't just approach people to get from them. You should also look to give value to them. And when you're coming from that place of value, people will listen to you. They will give you an audience. Okay? So don't always think that people will give you a chance. They probably would. But it depends on how you present yourself. Alright? And if they are planning workshops, try to attend it if you can afford it. If it's free, apply for it. Okay? So the person gets to see you more and more. And you're more notable in their mind, such that by the time you decide to ask them, okay, you won't be just asking for the first time. You would have opened the eyes several times. Okay? So it makes it easier. Alright. Can we have the next slide, please? Okay. So I think I mentioned this already, that you should get educated. Go to a school where they are teaching photography. Do like a 2-year course or a 3-year course. What will that do for you? It will help you understand the intricate details in photography. As basic as how the camera comes on, the way the shutter opens and closes, you know, the different types of cameras from the beginning, from the onset, the different definitions of photography. Guess what? These are things that you can learn on your own. You heard what Mr. Babgeleko said about a guy before he ended his training, right? He told you that he went to New York Film Academy at the School of Photography, and they told the guy that there's nothing we can teach you again. Why? Because the guy has done his research. He's had access to somebody who has made him see better, and because of that, he knows a whole lot. Okay? So don't think that you need a fancy education to start your photography journey. You don't necessarily need it, but you've got to invest in yourself. You need to do the work because there's no shortcuts. You have to do the work. Alright? You could also apply to be an intern in an established photography company. Like I said earlier, attend workshops, seminars on photography, and you get to meet different photographers and glean from their experience. Alright, next slide please. Okay. Find your niche. We spoke about this already. Can we have the next slide, please? Alright. Okay, so while finding your niche, you need to observe your style of photography. So I'll delve deep into like the basic aspects of photography now. There's something called composition. There's something called depth of field. There are elements of composition, and these things help your picture have visually. It helps your pictures become a lot more visually appealing to the individual viewing it, right? So if you find out that I tend to like pictures that have a shallow depth of field, and this shallow depth of field, I'm saying in simple words, is images that is blurred in the background. You see images like that. So the person stands out, they're sharp, but in the background, the surrounding is blurry. Have you seen things like that before? Fantastic. Okay? So at that point, if you see that that's what you're attracted to, start taking more pictures like that. Okay? And what does that do for you? It helps you to start building a body of work. And what's a body of work? Another name for that is a portfolio. Okay? You start creating a body of work of images that you like. Because it's also important for you to love the images that you are creating. You know, I said you need to pay attention to what excites you as a photographer. Because it's what excites you that you do naturally, and it will just come to you without any stress. Okay? So, paying attention to the style of photography that you like would help you develop a body of work and a style. So please pay attention to that. For some people, they like photographing street lights. They like photographing at night time. There's some people who just like photographing pictures of flowers. Yes or no? Yeah. Exactly. So people are drawn to different things. And you need to know that we're diverse individuals and we all love different things. Okay? So all those little things, you need to them, because that's how you're going to figure out what you love to do. Always remember not to follow the crowd, because the truth is, the person is creating based on their own self. Alright? So create on your own terms for yourself. Alright? Then research on the niche that you want to focus on, because there are different niches. So there's portraits, there's pregnancy, which is maternity. So in portrait photography as well, someone said birthdays fall under portraits, right? Yes. So yes. So when people celebrate birthdays, they do different things. So people might decide to do a photo shoot before the birthday, right? I'm sure we know about that trend right now. Yes. Yeah. And then on their actual birthday party, when they have friends come over, then they have another photographer capture images. So you need to find out, okay, what opportunities are there in this industry? For someone going into fashion industry, you need to know that, oh, I'm going to be working with models, I'm going to be working with agencies, I'm going to be working with makeup, beauty makeup, and you need to know that, okay, this is pro. It's not surface level work. This is deep. Unlike someone who does events where you don't necessarily need such retouching prowess, but when you do fashion photography, you need to know that it's serious business, okay? Because the images have to look a certain way, the images have to be beautiful, they need to be tap sharp, they need to be retouched properly, alright? I need to work also with the right vendors, which is where collaboration comes into play, okay? Do you understand what collaboration is? Collaboration means coming together with different people to produce work. Remember the first thing I said, that we need who? We need who? No. Who do we need? Who do we need in business? People! We need people, okay? Regardless of the label that is on their name, their first word, people. So we need people at the back end, we need people at the front end. Always remember that. Alright? Can we have the next slide? So, another important thing I would like to point out to you. So if you are the type who actually has the money to buy the equipment, it's okay. Please go ahead and buy it. However, you need to know that you shouldn't just splurge and buy everything at once. Okay? You need to buy what you need right now, utilize it fully, and see that, oh, I think I have a need for something else, before you go ahead and purchase something else. Alright? So that you don't end up squandering your funds. Okay? Find a camera that can function in full capacity and grow your personal gradually. Don't buy all your equipment all at once. And it's very important to be frugal. Do you understand what it means to be frugal? To be frugal means that you shouldn't spend all your money at once. You should mice it. Okay? Spend wisely, pretty much. Can we have the next slide? Alright. So once you've started this journey, you have your gear, or you're in an environment where there's a gear you can use, please create projects for yourself. Okay? And this would help you to unravel what you love. Okay? Because at this point, you're shooting at your own time. There's no pressure, because there's no expectation, there's no barrier, there's no threshold whatsoever. You're just creating for yourself. So which means you'll be freer, you will experiment with more things, yes or no? If you know that there's no pressure, you're like, I can do anything I like. I can decide to maybe photograph from the back. You try different things. So it gives you a room for freedom. Alright? And freedom opens up more possibilities for you. Alright? So at this time, you'll be shooting your best work because there are no barriers or expectations. just you looking to explore and create. And at this phase, what I will say to you is you should practice, practice, and practice, because with consistency comes what? Results. Next slide, please. Okay. The next thing would be, if you are in an industry and you are a doctor, for instance, would you only have friends that are not doctors? No. You should have friends that are doctors equally. Why? So that when you have something to discuss pertaining to work, you have people to banter with. Okay? So it's important as photographers and as creatives in general to network with people within your industry. Okay? So you network with people in your industry, and you also network with people outside your industry. That's for business. Okay? But within your community as well as photographer, you need to network. No X, no B. Because sometimes B might need help and you might be able to provide solutions to them, and then you guys will form a bond, and then you meet somebody else, and then before you know it, something big can come from there. Okay? So you need a group of like-minded individuals to thrive. It's easy for a fellow photographer to do your pain points and give advice to you on how to navigate a particular problem than a regular friend would. Yes or no? Okay. So sometimes you might just want to have fun and you have a photographer friends there to rejoice with you, because maybe they understand what challenge you just passed through and they are happy for you genuinely. Okay? It's important to learn skills that will help you grow your business. Daily work on activities that will improve your craft or your skill as a photographer. And also, it will help you make decisions to move your brand forward and positioning your business. Okay? Can we have the next slide, please? So, in conclusion, keep your passion and quest for knowledge alive. Okay? And continuously strive to do great work that will make you stand out.
Three questions. So, okay, what are the photographer going to ask? Photographer ask her.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for this lecture. My question goes thus. If you made mention of rehandling a particular, let me say, aspect or as a passion, so if by mention maybe I'm used to portrait photography, and that's what I love to do, and I get a job outside, like maybe to cover outdoor kind of event at all, should I decline based on the fact that that is not what I really do, or I don't know if you understand.
I totally get it. So, you zooming into a niche of photography doesn't mean you shouldn't explore other aspects of photography. It's just a brand positioning for you. You just decided that if people are going to think about, what's your name? Kevin. If people are going to think about Kevin, they're going to say, Kevin, the fantastic portrait photographer, right? But guess what? Once people meet you and they know you do amazing work in one thing, any other thing that they have to do, they will call you. Because automatically their mind has been wired that you can produce results. Okay? So it's important to know that don't limit yourself. I'm a testament to that, and I live it every day. Okay? A lot of people, so in fact, some people know me fully as a portrait photographer. Some people see me as a wedding photographer. Some people think I'm a baby photographer. Do I do all these things? Yes. But the one that is most amplified is my portrait photography. Yeah.
Photographers always take pictures of the forest, and sometimes always they said sometimes it's very dangerous. Okay. What of feel about my wife and
Okay, so that's another genre that he has identified there. So there are people who do wildlife photography. I didn't mention that earlier. And what they do is they go into safaris, because I think if you do wildlife, it's not advisable that you go into the wild generally. Go into like a controlled environment so that you don't get hurt, right? Because as an individual, for me, I always say safety first. In anything I do, I always make sure that I am first safe before I go ahead and do anything, because it's someone who's alive that will perform any duty, yes or no? Exactly. So it's important to take your safety very, very seriously. If you need for me to turn down a job, I will.